Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, March 15th. We are looking at the SPY ETFs. Well, you're looking at the SPY Q's IWM ETFs market profile here on Window Trader. As I finally got all three of them up on one thing, which is pretty cool. Helped me with a very nice trade today in Russell late in the day. We'll get over that. The markets pushed down early after having their price probes from Friday taken away, only to go out with new ones today. Triple Qs go out with a trend day up, and we have highs in every indice except for the NASDAQ. So let's start with Russell. So here's the Russell. It had a price probe from the previous day, opened up below it, got its wide pop from Friday, even pushed down. We actually looked above Friday's high in C and came off. I was like, wow, you look above a previous day and fail. The opposite destination is the day's low from Friday. But lo and behold, they all got their act together. They raised POC. They go out with a trend day. The trade I took in Russell, which is absolutely beautiful, was at L's low. Now at the time, halfback was down there because halfback got raised now in M&N. It was right at halfback, right around value low. Bought the 232 calls in Russell and wrote it up. So very, very happy with that trade. And I took that trade because I wasn't getting much in the way of good MGI from SPY at the time. SPY was down here. Didn't know if they were going to try to flush, and we'll go over that in a minute. Obviously, it didn't. That's why I took the Russell trade, because they had sold off pretty hard after making a new all-time high in K. Triple Qs. Now, again, they still have an inside week. Let me just see something in Triple Qs real quick, because they rallied pretty hard there at the end. Triple Q's high last week is 319.86. We got to 319. Okay, so there's still an inside week. There's still one time framing down. But they do go out with a price probe, and they go out with a trend day. They held J's single prints, and they end 8 wide. They actually gapped open today a little bit, filled it immediately, got down to their POC from Friday, and then started their run up. Now, SPY and ES. We actually gapped higher. It filled in a nanosecond. B, C didn't do much, and then all of a sudden D decided to have a reversal bar, took out C's high, didn't get to the opening, reversed, and then D and E saw a pretty good flush where you got to the POC from the 12th, ripped down pretty hard. We actually had singles. We had a chance for 2 sets of single prints to the downside early today in SPY. Neither one lasted. And then finally change took place above A where we spiked. Now we filled those single prints. We got back in an L&M. K is the important one to me. That's the price spike. Again, I'll see if I use, that's the price probe. I'll see if I use A's high as a spike or not. My trades in SPY. So A period. I took a long. I traded the 392 calls. I traded today's expiration because we had higher value and I thought we might hold the price spike, which we did initially. That trade turned out to be good. Same thing in B period. Even though B took out A's low, we got back above the price spike or the price probe. Took it up, took it off around. Again, we never saw the opening after the first 15 minutes until I period when change took place. But that long worked. I took a long in D period against the overnight low. I thought, well, I don't expect single prints yet. Started getting acceleration. I took it off for a loss, nothing big. I took a short in E period, which worked out 395 against the single prints. Scalped them a couple of times. And then once you saw they were getting more momentum to the upside and left the buy tail, I'm like, that's it. Game's over for the short side. I took a long in F to fill the single prints and stop the one-time framing down. Took a short in G against the opening, 396 puts. And those worked. And then the other trade was M period. M took out, L's low, started going like, well, looks like we're going to have a reversal bar. We got it. I'm like, the odds of price probing are very good. I took a 394 call to pop the top. So had a good day. I lost on one trade, made on 6 others in SPY, and had a great trade in Russell. And that's what I'm going to try to do. That's why I'm keeping these up. Instead of going to them constantly throughout the day, if they're sitting there, it'll be a lot easier for me to see. Now, right now the high in SPY is today's high of 396.69, which is an all-time high. But we already made a new all-time high in the overnight. So SPY and ES, ES finally got their overnight high, and now I think they have another one already in end period, although a lot of people count end period as regular trading hours. For me, end period is my overnight. So I will have a new high in the overnight at 8 o'clock tonight. I'll find out what it is. For the downside, K's high of 395.51. That's the price probe. Then I don't have anything because we didn't have any pullbacks, any 9Y. Today's low is 392.03. Now, am I going to totally ignore A's high? Of course not. So I think if the price probe fails, then we have to see how A's high and M's low react. They're within 18 cents of each other. So if buyers fail at the price probe, you certainly want to see them hold where there were buyers above A and say at M's low today. If not, until you get more market-generated information, there is nothing until today's low, which is 392.03. Then we have 391.20, Friday's low, and 389.68. 11 wide from March 10th. It's still hanging out there. Naked Park. It was an upside destination. We gapped above it. Have never come back to it since. And then, let's go to the charts. So weekly in SPY, we did take out the top of this whole balance, but it is only Monday. I want to wait to the end of the week. I'm still calling this balance, right? We came into balance last week when we stopped the one-time framing down. I'm still going to call it balance and see how the week evolves. If we blow above 394.17 and stay above it, or last week's high and stay above it pretty good, then the weekly would be up. And actually one-time framing up 2 weeks. But it is only Monday. We have the Fed and everything else. So I'm just going to give it a couple, see what happens towards the end of the week. And then on the daily, I'm going to call the daily up because it was a 2-day balance and we got above that. So I'm going to call the daily up for now. So the daily went up, balance, back to up. 70 million shares, not great volume. Average volume right now is 80 million shares. So not great volume. But again, it's only one part of the equation. Hope you had a great day trading. Have a great night. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.